If you're planning a wedding, there are important aspects you need to consider. In this edition, we're going to talk about something that's overlooked quite often in the wedding planning, and it's very important, and that is hiring a quality DJ. If you're debating whether to go with a professional or have a playlist, this edition is for you.
There's some questions that you need to consider. What kind of atmosphere do you want to create at your wedding? You've ever been to a wedding where the music made or broke the experience? Do you want someone to help guide you through the flow? Or are you just going to handle the transitions yourself? How important is the guest experience? Do you want to keep the dance floor full? What happens if the equipment fails? Do you have backup? What are you going to do?
Thanks for joining us. Hi, I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England. We'll answer these questions and more in today's edition of the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Welcome to another edition of our podcast. Hi, I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions. Listen now and discover investing in unforgettable memories, the case for hiring a quality wedding DJ. These are Wedding Insider secrets for a stress-free, fun, and memorable day. Our podcast will help you, as an engaged couple, navigate wedding planning complexities while addressing family expectations. We'll guide you through the journey of creating the perfect wedding day without unnecessary stress. By the end of this edition, you'll get concise tips on budgeting, wedding party management, ceremony, reception planning, and more. Hey, it's perfect for anyone planning a wedding, all in 30 minutes or less. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
Welcome to Stress-Free Wedding Planning, the podcast that will transform your wedding planning journey from chaotic to enchanting. Sal and Sam bring over 80 years of combined wedding expertise and exclusive insider information to the table. If you're recently engaged, feeling the pressure of wedding planning, struggling with family expectations, but still dreaming of a joy-filled wedding, you've come to the right place. Get ready to unveil the best-kept wedding secrets, discover practical tips and strategies, and learn life-changing lessons for a stress-free wedding. Your unforgettable wedding day awaits. We're here to take you on a transformative journey of love, laughter, and memories. So don't miss out on the podcast that just might change your life. This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
On today's podcast, investing in unforgettable memories, the case for hiring a quality wedding DJ. We're going to explain to you today how a DJ plays a critical role in setting the mood and the energy for your wedding. Plus, we'll cover how a professional DJ ensures smooth transitions throughout the night and why investing in an experienced DJ is one of the best decisions you can make. Hi, I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England, the experts in creating a stress-free, unforgettable wedding experience. We bring energy, professionalism, and a passion to making every couple's big day truly special. Visit us at afterhoursevents.com. Learn more about our experience and journey to help you with stress-free wedding planning in the trailer or pilot of this podcast.
It's important for you to know how much influence a DJ has over the flow and energy of your entire wedding. Today, we'll discuss what to look for when you go to hire a DJ, and share some real stories from weddings where music made all the difference. Hi, I'm Sam from the award-winning Atmosphere Productions, wedding entertainment with expert knowledge and the difference in quality, specializing in live ceremony musicians, cocktail hour string musicians, plus lighting, and elegant and classy presentations. We have exactly what you need. Visit us at atmosphere-productions.com. That's atmosphere-productions.com. Today's edition is all about investing in unforgettable memories, the case for hiring a quality wedding DJ.
Keep in mind, a wedding DJ is more than just a button presser. They are the heartbeat of your celebration, setting the tone for each part of your big day. A great DJ knows how to play music and move around with the vibe, reading the crowd, managing the flow of events, and ensure that everything stays on schedule. Have you ever been to a wedding where the dance floor was empty and the transitions felt awkward? That's what happens when you don't have an experienced DJ in charge.
Now, just a reminder, you can join us on YouTube, and if you're already there, it means that you've searched for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam. And if you're watching, make sure you subscribe and get it first. Now, what is the real value of a professional DJ? there are certain aspects that separates a professional, experienced wedding DJ. The first one we should discuss is the personalization. Now, when I do a wedding, I make sure that everything that I do at the wedding is customized and personalized to the client, the playlist, how all the events are going to happen, right down to the way I say their name. It's not the bride or the groom, it's Jackie and Jenny, or Tom and Bob. Whatever it is, that is the personalization that I do at every single wedding reception. There's much more, but that's a start. Make sure your DJ can personalize your wedding reception.
Personalization is so important, Sam. One thing I've been finding couples who've been asking this one question a number of times over the phone is, what is your playlist? And I'm like, I don't have a set playlist, because if I have a set playlist, that means I'm just pressing a button and let it play, and I do that at every wedding. Your wedding should be unique. The vibe is going to be different in your wedding, so I have to read the crowd and figure out what direction I need to go at different times to keep things rocking and very smooth and just having great transitions. Another thing we have to worry about is crowd engagement, kind of like what we're talking about. You want to keep the energy flowing. So you have to read that crowd. You have to have someone who could do that. You can't do that with creating your own Spotify playlist and playing it off your iPhone or something like that. You need a person who's physically watching the crowd and reading them and figuring out what direction to go into.
In my experience doing weddings, reading the crowd is one of the hardest things to teach another DJ. So you can imagine if you are just putting songs on a Spotify playlist and trying to get people up to dance. It's going to be nearly impossible. Crowd engagement is so important. And that is looking at the tables, looking at the guests, playing the right music at the right time, having those 2 or 3 song transitions that are going to get everybody up and dancing, which leads me to those seamless transitions. How are you going to go from the introduction to the first dance? How are you going to go from dinner to the cake cutting? All that happens in a transient way with a professional DJ who has done weddings. It is not herky-jerky and one thing going to another. You're not going from the cake cutting to the first dance, the last dance, and then you do some more dancing throughout the evening. That doesn't make any sense. These transitions need to be seamless, and it needs to have what I call forward motion. Everything needs to keep moving towards the end of the reception.
These are all things that are well thought out by a professional DJ and will help guide you through the whole process. Another thing you need to worry about is high quality equipment. When you're getting a professional DJ, typically you're going to get top tier sound and lighting equipment, making sure your wedding sounds and looks amazing. Also, a professional, as a norm, will have backup equipment, because even with the best equipment, things could go wrong. So it's important to have backup equipment, and that backup equipment needs to be on the premises. If it's anywhere else, it's not backing up anything and the party's over. So backup is very important. So if you're doing your own music with your iPhone and you rented a speaker, something goes wrong, what do? And that leads us to our next subject, Sam. Backup plans.
That's right. If you don't have a backup plan, things are going to fail. Now, one of the big things that fails is microphones. Well, do you have backup microphones? Obviously, computers. If the computer fails, do you have a backup plan? If your phone fails, if you're running Spotify, backup plans are something that all wedding DJs have. And they usually bring a plan B and a plan C. I particularly have 3 Apple PowerBook Pros at my disposal at any wedding, and the chances of all 3 failing is darn near impossible. But that's the reason I carry 3. In case one fails, I have backup 2 and a backup 3. All professionals should have this level of backup plans in force.
Now, we talked about the backing up of equipment, which is very important. But how about a backup to the DJ? A professional DJ company is going to have a contingency plan if something should happen to that DJ MC that's supposed to work that day at your wedding. I know with our company, we have backup built into our company, but we also have a network of DJs outside of our company that we know and trust and can get the job done for us if need be.
So we've just explained how a professional DJ keeps the flow of events smooth and reads the crowd to play the right music at the right time. Plus, we explained about backup plans, high-quality equipment, and those seamless transitions.
Coming up next, investing in your memories and stories from real weddings. But first, if you have a question or concern, go now to Facebook and join us on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning community and ask away. You can also join us on our YouTube channel. Just search for Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam. Subscribe and get it first.
This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
It's Wedding Tip Wednesday time. Remember, marriage lets you annoy one special person for the rest of their life.
Go away. Wife has never annoyed me. Wink, wink. On today's Wedding Tip Wednesday, during the rehearsal, please let your wedding party know where they're going to be seated during the reception. You don't want all that craziness when they're getting ready for their introductions that they don't know where to go when it's time to be seated. So make sure during cocktail hour, they go find the seating chart, find out where they're seated so they're completely ready when it comes time. And that's another wedding tip from Sal and Sam.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page every Wednesday. Join the group for free.
Experience the magic of your special day with Fitzner Productions, a premier wedding videography company based in Middletown, Connecticut. FitznerProductions.com. Our mission is to capture your love story candidly and authentically, creating stunning, high-quality videos that you can cherish for years to come. Our founder, Carson Fitzner, combines technical expertise with a passion of storytelling, ensuring every moment from the excitement of getting ready to the heartfelt ceremony is beautifully documented. We offer a range of customizable packages, including drone footage and multi-location shoots, tailored to fit your unique vision. Let us help you relive the romance, laughter, and tears of your wedding day. Visit FitznerProductions.com. That's FITZNER Productions.com.
This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
Welcome back to our discussion about investing in unforgettable memories. That's right, the case for hiring a quality wedding DJ. I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions.
I'm Sal from After Hours Events in New England. We've already discussed how a professional DJ keeps the flow of your event smooth and reads the crowd to play the right music to keep the energy going.
In my experience, one of the most important things a couple can say to me is how they enjoyed the introductions and how the names were pronounced correctly and how the event went from one item to another so seamlessly. I do this because before the wedding, I work with the couple endlessly to make sure I know exactly what they want. And I go through the names to make sure the names are correctly pronounced and where everybody's going to be standing. It is so important that your DJ knows how to coordinate the details, not only with the couple, but with the other vendors around. So that's why, in my experience, my weddings tend to flow effortlessly. And it's great when you get a response back from a client that says that.
We've seen firsthand how the right DJ can make or break a wedding. One couple we worked with told us that their wedding felt effortless because we handled all the details, from timing the first dance to ensuring the dance floor stayed packed all night.
Now, on the flip side, I'm sure you've heard the horror stories of DJs showing up at weddings with the wrong equipment or bad equipment or equipment that doesn't work, or they don't have any idea of what's going on at the wedding reception. Now, it's very, very important that you research your DJ so that you don't get these horror stories. There's a whole list of questions that you can ask your prospective wedding DJ. It's all on our website, atmosphere-productions.com. And it goes through about 10 or 15 questions that you need to ask your wedding DJ. I also suggest that you go back to edition number 2, how hiring a professional DJ gives you peace of mind. That's a great addition that will help you with some of the questions that you need to ask.
Sam, I know you do this too. We talk to the room captains, and we always get to hear a lot of different stories. And one story that keeps reoccurring to me is about these inexperienced DJs not knowing what to do, how to do it, not having it written down on what the plan is. But even worse, they're not even going to do the announcements. They're actually trying to hand the microphone over to the room manager to make all the announcements. So these are definitely things you need to ask whoever you're going to hire. Are you the MC also? Are you going to help us through the whole process of the wedding to make sure everything runs smoothly? When you ask questions like that, this is usually where the red flags come up very quickly for you, and you know if you should be going in another direction.
Think of your wedding DJ as an investment, just like your dress. It's an investment. It's not an expense. Long after the food has been eaten and the flowers have faded and your guests are gone home, the only thing that people will remember is how they felt on that day. Did they have fun? How did things smoothly flow? And how connected to the event were they? That's what a professional DJ delivers.
A professional DJ could help you in so many ways. I'm going to give you one of the biggest horror stories of my life as a DJ. I was DJing a wedding, and what happened is the room captain came up to me and said, "We're not going to be able to serve dinner. We're having problems in the kitchen." So I asked if I could be the one who talked to the couple, because I felt very close to them, and talk them through things to see another way to still make this a great party and not let this day be ruined. And of course, I asked the manager too, is there any finger food you can give out? Just anything that has some sustenance so they could eat a little something, and I will make up everything else. I took the couple to the side. We had a talk. I gave them the big pep talk. They walked in that room with their best foot forward, and we had the greatest time. I got to tell you, it was probably one of the best parties I ever had in my life. Now, it's my experience that got us through that. If you got someone who has no experience, pretty much the party's over.
So there you have it. We've just provided you some insider tips on how to invest in unforgettable memories, the case for hiring a quality wedding DJ. So if you're planning a wedding, take the time to find a DJ who truly understands the importance of their role and understands what you want. Ask for their experience, their equipment, their backup plans. Don't just go for the cheapest. Not all DJs are created equal.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sam, or our community of stress-free engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any wedding-related questions, join us over in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group.
Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there's something we need to work on. The link to join us is in the show notes of this edition. Or go to Facebook and search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Community.
A new edition is released every Wednesday. Subscribe and get it first. Remember to do something nice for someone today. And if you can't, do something nice for yourself. We'll catch you then. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to this edition. If you've enjoyed what you've just heard, leave a review and share it with a friend or someone who would benefit from this information. Until next time, it's TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
The Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.